Good evening, Garden City. I'd like to call to order regular City Council meeting for Monday, August 18th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Our first order of business is our opening ceremony, which consists of the national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for those service members who've given their lives for our country. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Smith, if you take roll, please.
Mayor Jacobs?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dole?
Here.
Councilmember Hughes?
Here.
Councilmember Witt?
Here.
Councilmember King?
Here.
Councilmember Dole?
Here.
Councilmember Karakotis?
Here.
You have a quorum of 7.
Thank you. Item 4 is the approval of the agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Monday, August 18th council meeting agenda as presented.
Or for Mayor Pro Tem Dole. Further comments from the table? From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, we have no recognition, no county or state officials, nothing till item 10, which is a public hearing. I'll call up Mr. Ortega. This is on the Folker Commons Plan Development, Phase 2.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. As has done previously, City Council has granted approval to establish a planned development on 4 lots that are located at the southeast corner of Ford and Middlebelt Roads. That project involves the demolition of the existing buildings and the construction of a 4-story mixed-use building at 29317 Ford Road. A condition of City Council's approval is a requirement that the owner provide an overflow parking lot for the residents and customers to the new building. So before you tonight is a request to establish Phase 2 of the Folker Commons planned development. The applicant has submitted an application to rezone a 1.14 acre vacant lot that's located on the south side of Pardo, east of Middlebelt, which is directly adjacent to the project area for the Phase 1. Phase 2 will be for the construction of a 73-space overflow parking lot. And then approximately 0.47 acres will be available on the south side of this lot. It's going to be adjacent to John Hawk Street. It would be left undeveloped as an open grass field. And there is the potential this could be developed in the future, say as a residential development. So on July 10th, the Planning Commission held a public hearing regarding the proposed rezoning, and at that hearing, there were no negative comments or concerns raised by the residents or property owners. So Planning Commission has considered all the issues and is recommending that City Council approve the rezoning from Central Business Development, or CBD District, to Planned Development based on the consistency of this phase with the goals and objectives of the master plan, consistency with the future land use designation in the master plan, and that this site will aid in the function and the viability and the, hopefully, economic success of the planned development.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, I will open up the public hearing. Comments from anybody from the public? I'll ask again, any public comment on this lot split?
It's not a lot split, right?
Or rezoning, I'm sorry. Okay, at this time, no comment. I will close the public hearing. I did skip over a community event. I did have Miss Jackie Perrydorf, our Garden City business. No, we'll do it. We can do it now. I was going to do it under public comment, but we can do it under community event.
Hello, Jackie Perrydorf, President of the GCB. I just wanted to remind everybody that the last Music in the Park for this summer is on Thursday, the 21st. There's going to be a great band, there's going to be food, fun, games, popcorn, and ice cream, and great community spirit. So come on out, enjoy yourself, and say hi when you get there. I'd like to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, item 11 is our consent agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda items A1 through 4 as presented.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Hughes. Further discussion from table? From public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, on to action items. We got item 1 is annual technology support contract, and I will call up Mr. Zach King, our communications director.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you is the renewal for the city's IT consultants, Skynet Innovations, to provide technical support services for the fiscal year 25 and 26. As noted in the letter attached, the city has been proactive on reducing our device count to right fit our staffing needs. This allows us to reduce our overall bill with Skynet as they bill per device. The contract before you is with Skynet Innovations. Our previous contract was with BPI, and then Skynet purchased BPI, inheriting that contract. With BPI, they counted all the devices that we had, so APs, network devices, switches, servers, workstations, laptops. With Skynet and the new MSA, they only count workstations and servers. So it makes it a little more simpler for us to manage the bill and what devices we have, easier to get a device count. This contract is higher per device, but that's because we're assuming all those devices into just the workstation count. As asked by council during our budget season, we vetted this contract against other possible vendors with the knowledge and experience with a vendor like this with the knowledge and experience that a vendor like this would need. It was hard to find other vendors that would fit this. Just asking some of them if they're experienced with CLEMIS, or if they have Lean or CGIS certifications, or if they even work with a Michigan-based municipality, kind of vetted out a lot of people. Instead, we vetted this against what it would take to move technology in-house, but still provide the same quality of service. Currently, with the entire team behind Ty and his team at Skynet, this contract is still the financially best solution for the city. In moving to Skynet's new master service agreement, we have actually reduced the cost per device from the previous contract. In total, this is a decrease of 7% per device cost from the renewal contract versus the new Skynet MSA. This decrease was asked of Skynet as I went through the exercise with our tech vendor. I'm confident with saying that Skynet is the right choice for us. If you'd like, Sky Dolan, our account manager, is also here with us today if you have any questions for him or myself.
Okay, we'll take a motion, and then if they have questions, we'll do it during discussion. Motion is in order. Councilmember Dole.
Motion to approve the attached agreement with Skynet Innovations, the city's technology consultants, regarding the renewal of our annual technology support contract in the amount of $146,600 $16.
Support.
Support by Councilmember Witt. And discussion from table.
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
I just have one question for Zach. You said that it was hard to find another vendor. Did we like contact other municipalities, like who they're using? Is everybody using them?
Yeah, a lot of municipalities are in-house. There are a lot of other municipalities using Skynet or previously BPI. There are actually just happen to be some vendors that reach out to us and just vetting those few little simple questions, if you've done anything like this before, and they just didn't meet up to the standards that Skynet has set for us.
I have them in my business also. After they came out with the city, then I tried them, and I think they're great, so, okay, thanks.
I agree.
Okay, Councilmember Hughes.
Hi. I just want to point out that with doing it this way per workstation, that if we eliminate workstations, we can drop our costs.
Yeah, which is the same way BPI billed it. It's just the city had at time purchased a lot of technology. There's some technology sitting on shelves. By doing an extensive inventory and reducing those devices that weren't being used, we were also able to decrease the bill.
Further comments from the table?
I have, sorry, Mayor, I have one more.
Councilmember Karafotis.
So we were able to take off the computers from the computer room at Radcliffe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That was, as noted in that letter, that was one of the biggest decreases, was pulling off that lab.
Thanks.
Okay. Comments from the public? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Might as well stay up here, Mr. King. Next one is our Microsoft Office 365 licenses.
Before you is a quote for the Microsoft Office licenses. This is just one of those yearly things we have to do. Something that we did try to do a little more proactive, we actually did this last year and this year, was to continue to right fit the license with the employee. Some of our employees weren't using the full G3 tier license, so we're able to knock them down with the help of the department heads to right fit that, and that did show us some savings for this upcoming fiscal year. So.
Okay. Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Mayor Pro Tem Dole.
a motion to approve the attached agreement with Skynet Tech Innovations, the city technology consultant, regarding the renewal of our Microsoft Office 365 license in the amount of $35,400.
Support.
Support from Councilmember King. Comments from the table? From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, item 3 is what we had our public hearing on, the Folker Commons Plan Development Phase 2. I don't think we need further explanation. Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I move to approve the rezoning of the 1.14 acre site on the south side of Pardo Road, east of Middlebelt Road, parcel ID 35013-010-0022-001, from CBD Central Business District to PD Plan Development, based on the findings of fact summarized in the attached review letter and compliance with the Plan Development Standards of Zoning Ordinance, Section 154.334, the rezoning approval being contingent upon the items cited by the Planning Commission and the applicant completing all the required steps of the plan development process outlined in the zoning ordinance.
Support.
Support from Councilmember King. Further comments from table?
Mayor?
Yes, Councilmember Dole.
I wonder if Mr. Ortega could explain, refresh my memory, why this property also needs to be rezoned to plan development.
As it's associated with the actual plan development in the north, it's got second phase, so it'll tie them together. And then also, within the central business district, we don't permit parking lots as a use by right or as a special use. We have the separate VP, vehicular parking district, for that. But also, by going through this process now, it has the ability in the future to modify the site as a planned development should the applicant want to reinvest more into the city by, such as utilizing that vacant half acre on the south.
Well, that was part of the reason why I'm asking also, because in reading through the material, it said only part of that lot is going to be used for a parking lot, and the other will be reserved for possible townhouses in the future. if that's, so the townhouses, is that just going to require planning department approval for those, or how would that work?
No, they would require city council approval, because right now, your approvals of the plan development have been so far as you've seen. And so when the site plan are approved, it'll be for, as the uses you've seen here. On this lot, it'll be 73 parking spaces and vacant grass field. Should the applicant ever wish to change that, they'll have to amend the PD, come back to first planning commission, and then have council's approval for any new development that would occur on there.
Okay. Do they have any kind of timeline when they're going to get started on this project?
They've begun other steps in this project to build the financing and the development for that. They're starting to work with the Downtown Development Authority and the Wayne County as well, to get additional methods of funding and for the entire development. So they've begun those projects as well. I'm not aware of their current timeline, but I do know they're trying to do this, trying to take one step at a time based on their consultants' advice.
Okay. I did have a couple other questions, but I realized that they pertain to their other properties, so I'm not going to ask them right now. But I do want to state this one more time, and I would like to see the city do something about this. When you call for a public hearing for properties that are in the CBD downtown, downtown belongs to every resident in this city. There's very few residents that live in the downtown, and I just think it's grossly unfair that our residents are not knowing that this is what's going on until it actually happens. So when it comes back and, oh, there were no negative comments, I kind of doubt anybody was even there. So I would just like to see that changed. It might cost us a little bit of money, but I think if it's something in the downtown, we need to notify all of our residents somehow and let them be aware, because that's their right to know that. So I just wanted to say that again. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the table?
Mayor?
Councilmember Karafotis.
I just want to clarify, Councilwoman Dole is saying that because normally it's within so many feet of the development so if there's hardly anybody that lives there, the person living down at Vinoy Ford doesn't realize what's going on, because they're not getting the postcard that this business is coming in. I know Councilwoman Dole said she had questions about pertaining to other property, but for me, it all goes into one. So I guess I just have some questions, whether it's from the owner that could answer. I know that when we talked about this the last time, we asked about funding, and we were told that as soon as they were approved, the funding would be approved. So that's not what's happening. They're still waiting for funding.
There might be some levels of funding or some sources that get approved currently. Other sources that they're pursuing to build the stack, to build the financing stack, do take more time.
Okay.
So, and I was not aware of, how they're building it, because they haven't, right now, as part of a plan development, they're not required to indicate to us all their financing, just like any other developer. But they are making us aware because of the need to go with Wayne County for their Brownfield Development Authority funding source.
And as a city, when we give out these permits and we do this rezoning and all that, do we give a timeline?
The zoning ordinance does have specific timelines as to when something shall begin construction.
What about completion of construction?
I'm sorry, what was
What
it?
about completion?
It's not, I don't believe it's worded specifically for completion, no. Mainly that's because typically, you never know what happens with regards to construction seasons and weather and that sort of thing, and whether they time things to have a full 12-month level of construction. So I believe the wording of it is to specifically say that they must begin construction, and then there is wording in there that says must maintain and make efforts to continue construction.
So these things that are getting approved right now, does it say, okay, you're approved and you have a year from now to start?
The PD rezoning is within a certain amount of, well, they're required to come before the Planning Commission now for site plan. That's the next step. So they are required within 1 year to submit the site plan for the construction of the building. And that would be because of the PD process. it has to be full construction document submittal for the entire site, civil drawings and that sort of thing.
The reason I'm asking about the timeline is because we have this icon in our downtown sitting there that's boarded up, and I realized the purpose why we had to do that is because the windows were getting broke. Yeah, he can come up. So I know the reason why we boarded it up, but I also see for lease signs in the windows, so now I'm wondering if we're going to lease part of those buildings for 2 or 3 years. I know the renters that are there currently have said to me that they have leases for a couple years, so I don't understand how you're leasing buildings. I know there was also a business that went in there that didn't have a C of O. I mean, all these things are going forward, so how are we going to tear everything down and get it going?
Okay, so many levels to kind of break down right now, but my name is Albert Abbas, owner of the properties over there, the 5 parcels. For the leases, one, it's an iconic parcel over there. I understand that, but before I had purchased it, it was not iconic in the way that it's usable.
Oh, I understand why you're doing what you're doing. I
Yeah.
love the new project. I'm not-
So originally, we were going to renovate the properties and lease them out and get the biggest bang for our buck. But after consulting with the city and trying to see, and our first step was, let's see what the city wants, because we want to make this downtown thrive. And so when we decided to do that, we went through all these processes. This is a extremely expensive project. We're talking well over $20 million to invest into this site. So there are additional funding levels that we have to go through with MSHDA and MEDC, and as well as the, city of Garden City. We have to have all the pieces come together. And everyone that we have worked with, and we're in constant meetings with everyone, has all been ecstatic, excited, and on board to do this. But these types of projects do take time. The 4 lease signs were before we decided to start doing this type of project. It's easy to go renovate a project, fix it up, move in, rent it out, make our money. But that's not what we're doing. So because we're now tearing down and building 4 stories, bringing in residential and commercial uses, and making the downtown very vibrant, it takes a lot of moving parts, and it is a slow process, a lot slower than I want it to be, because every month that we're there is more months of holding costs for us. We're paying property taxes almost at $100,000 a year for properties that we don't rent out. The 2 buildings are not rented out. We actually moved the people that were in those buildings that shouldn't have been in those buildings into the office building, and we're doing month-to-month leases. There is no 2-year leases on those properties. We're doing month-to-month leases so that we can at least absorb some of the costs right now. And, out of goodwill, I let them know that, when we do decide to break ground, and it hurts us because I can lease out the whole office space if I give long leases, but I've been holding out on half the office spaces in there because I only want to do month to month to protect this project.
So we're not doing any new leases? I see the signs in the windows. Everything's for
Those
lease.
signs were up there before. If you guys like, I can take them down, but the good thing about having those signs up there right now is I get a lot of calls, so I kind of filter out the people, that we want to reach back out to, because I have a lot of people that want to lease the properties, but we keep telling them it's, going to be a couple years before they're leasable.
But there's going to be a nice big new building for them to lease to come into.
People would lease it out the way it is, to be totally
That's what I'm
honest.
saying.
Yeah, and we're trying to avoid all that, so we're actually hurting our own pockets to try to get this project moving in the best way that we can. But there are moving parts, and I understand the frustration, but when we purchased the property, we bought this frustration with us. So, it comes with the package. We're trying to clean it up and make it viable for all the residents, for the city over here, and for us as well. It all has to make sense, and it's coming together, but it is a slow process. It doesn't move as fast as I want it to move. We've been involved with other projects in downtown West Dearborn and helped, make that area over there thrive. My brother was on the chair of the Downtown Development Authority over there and had a major impact on what we did over there. We also developed the Brome building down in Westland that was vacant and unused and an eyesore, quite frankly. But though, that's an easy project. We go in, we fix it, we put something in there, and, you know, it's a quick process. This is not a quick process, and I don't want you guys, I'm more frustrated than you guys, but we're working on it, and I can tell you that we're doing everything we can to keep everyone satisfied. And in terms of the financing, it's coming together. It is coming together, but it is a process that's longer than, you know, we expect. There's bank financing, there's MEDC, MISHDA, you know, there's all kinds of things that are coming together with the PACE programs to make sure that everything is energy efficient. I mean, it's an extensive project, but, I mean, when we do it, we want to do it right, and we want everyone to be happy.
I remember when your brother was here last time, he was saying that it would be up and going, you know, within 2 years. We've had other new builds in our city recently, or not so recently, or other major renovations that have taken 5, 6 years, or over a year, and they're still not done, that kind of thing. So we're just making sure that that doesn't happen right at the corner of Ford and Middlebelt, that kind of thing.
No,
So we appreciate you investing in our
Once
community.
we decided to go this route and spoke with, you know, everyone from the city that, you know, we needed to inform, and we decided to go this route. I mean, we've been moving at a steady pace. It is slow, but we're getting there.
It's coming, right?
It's coming.
Okay.
God willing, it's coming.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions, council member?
No.
Okay. Anyone else from the table? Comments? Okay, from the public?
Hi, Jackie Peridor again. I just wondered if there was a way to make those boarded-up windows more attractive, like coming soon, and then a picture of what's going to be there, or something so they're just not boarded up, and people get the wrong impression. If I had a boarded-up window at my house, you guys wouldn't let me have it for a couple of years.
Right.
So
Well,
just
we can
some
we can
small
discuss
little-
that after, because
Sorry, I thought-
we're right now, the subject's the rezoning, so, sorry about that. Further comments on the rezoning? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, item 4, I will call up Mr. Miller, our Community Development Director and Building Director, and the Buccelli Group Building Department Inspection Services.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. I'm here before you tonight to talk about the Buccelli Group Building Department Inspection Contract. It's a 4-year contract and it ends in December, but you know, I'm a planner and I want to get things kind of in place as we head into the fall. In my memo, I addressed that we approved it in October 4 years ago, and so we're only a couple meetings away from October, so it really surprises me as I know time is moving along. So that's kind of why it's before us now. Even though the contract ends in December, I want to get it in front of you so that we're prepared, so that we can continue to hopefully run the building department smoothly. In the original contract we had with the Buccelli Group, we had a 4-year with a 1-year renewable based on performance is the requirement to continue their services here. And I put together in that memo just kind of our performance in the building department. It is a busy department, and our contract with them supplies us with 4 full-time employees and 3 part-time trade inspectors that go into all of the buildings in the city, all of the rental properties, all the for sale properties, and every property that a permit is pulled on. But just for example, it was 2,058 permits were issued last year, and that was 4,785 permit inspections alone. So I just in the volume alone, you can see that it is a busy department, and it's important that people are pulling permits. It's important that it's being inspected by a certified inspector, and that it's being done well. And I believe that is the case. We have a good working rapport with all of the inspectors, the building official that's on site every day, that we can discuss, of course, any interpretations that are before us, and also to work with residents and businesses to make sure they're complying with the ordinances, complying with our building code, and making sure that's safe for the public and for the people that are living in the new homes. So with that, I would like to make a recommendation based on performance, a one-year contract with Bocelli Group to continue the services for building department inspection services.
Okay, motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a one-year extension with the Bocelli Group for building inspection services per the original agreement dated October 16th, 2021, at the same rate of services until December 31st, 2026.
Support.
Support from Mayor Pro Tem Dole. Further discussion from the table?
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
Mr. Miller, how long has Bocelli been with the city? I know we've...
I mean, at least 8, but I don't know exactly. Is it 8 years? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was, okay.
Years,
That's what it
yes.
was. And then, what's an online inspection?
So the, actually, the online permit process is what I maybe meant to say. So if you can recall, I think 2 years ago in my address for the budget in January, we had discussed and the council had requested that we look at increasing our ability to have online services for residents. And so I worked with the Bocelli Group to get an online process where people could apply for and schedule inspections and pay for all online. And so really, Bocelli Group was a huge assistance in that process. And then every day they're kind of training people how to use it better. And they're doing that along with the 2 staff members we have in the building department. And people can actually request an inspection, they can submit plans, they can pay for it online, they can even schedule their own inspections so that it meets for their timeline too. So that's the process for online permitting.
Okay, I remember when we improved that. And then, so for all the inspections they do, they get 67% of the fees and we get 33%?
Correct.
How long has that been the rate for this whole 4-year contract?
It's been the whole 4 years, correct.
Okay, so it's not going up?
It's not going up.
Okay, that's all I had.
Further comments from the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Item 5 is purchase ice rink compressor. Mr. Downey, our ice rink supervisor.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Before you is we are asking for you to approve a new Bitzer compressor for the ice arena and Tech Mechanical to install the compressor. We did have a sealed bid for the compressor, which we received 3, with Service Refrigeration being the lowest. So before you, we are asking for the approval of that.
Motion is in order, and then
Mayor?
we'll ask questions. I'm sorry, Councilmember Karafotis.
I make a motion to purchase the CSH 7563 compressor from Service Refrigeration in Northville, Michigan, in the amount of $26,582, and to approve Tech Mechanical to install the compressor for the amount of $10,559.50.
Support from Councilmember Dole. Discussion from the table. Councilmember Dole.
Turned off. Didn't we recently install this compressor?
Yes, so this compressor was installed around 2 years ago. Due to a check valve failing, it caused a migration of oil and Freon to mix and not de-separate, and it caused the compressor to overheat.
So this compressor that we're buying, is it the same or is this an upgraded model? It's been 2 years.
So it's the same model, but we are buying it from a different supplier.
Okay, well, that was my next question. We're not buying it from the same supplier, are we?
No. So we actually bought the previous one from Simco, which were the people who actually created the system. This one is Service. They still work on compressors all around us. They work in Plymouth and Westland and other rinks around us.
Okay, and I know we got some information that city manager was looking into a possible warranty issue, possibly, hopefully.
You know, when a compressor of this age fails, even when it fails out of warranty, we're looking at the history of the problems we had with it. I have some concerns that, you know, maybe it was a lemon, you know, but we're going to investigate to see where we're at when it started to have those problems, if there's any way, you know, we can, you know, tie that back to the same issues we had under warranty to make sure that, you know, we weren't sold something that was defunct. And this is, sometimes things fail, you know, sometimes you buy a refrigerator and it goes, and it's a little earlier than you'd like. But I think it's, just to do the due diligence, I've asked the ice rink manager to provide me the history of the maintenance and repair on it, when we got it, when it went out of warranty, what our contract was for purchase, and just to make sure, you don't know exactly where we'll end up, just to go back and make sure, though, that the city's interests are well represented when we make these deals, and we learn our lessons. And then even if not, I said, you know, doing the exercise to understand, you know, in the future how we can prepare ourselves if one fails like this, to get as much as we can out of the vendor who sold it to us. So.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mike.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Dole.
I'm just curious, do we have any kind of a maintenance program involved with checking up on these?
So obviously we work with Tech Mechanical. The way it was explained to me when we first got the compressor system, it was like your refrigerator. There's no maintenance to it. You just, once it goes out, you notice. We are trying to set up a maintenance with Tech Mechanical to come out and check it every so often. And they're also showing me more signs to look for. So we are trying to set that up.
Thank you. That's all I have.
If I could just add, too, that this was purchased in 2018, this compressor?
The entire compressor system was.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Further comments from the table?
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
what's the warranty on the one we're purchasing?
1 year.
And that's pretty normal?
Yes, so all Bitzer compressors are warranted for 1 year.
And these funds are coming out of the Parks and Rec budget?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that's part of what city manager is looking into, is if we started having problems with that within the 1 year and they said they fixed it and they didn't fix it, that's part of the history. Okay, further comments from table? From the public? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item 6 is architectural design firm for fire department renovation project. Mr. Gibbons and Chief Randy Keene, if...
I'm just, you know, I can cover it, but Chief Keene can come up for if there's any fire department related questions. You know, as council is aware, we're continuing to work towards the completion of the long-going fire department renovations. We terminated a contract with a contractor who was doing the construction, and we've called in Metrics Construction Management to facilitate the finishing of the building. During the course of their assessments, they had to look back at the CAD and the architectural drawings we had on already for the project existing. They found that to complete the project and be consistent with the drawings, those had to be changed. Those are for a number of reasons. They said, you know, and I agree, one, you know, you need to establish a precise set of building plans when you're doing construction. You need to make sure that your documents comply with code, and that you have a comprehensive documentation of the project so that it can be properly bid and finished. So to do so, alterations have to be made to those CAD documents. We had to find a architectural firm and a CAD firm to complete those drawings and adjust them. Initially was getting quotes at $56,000. We kind of pressed back and had Metrics go out and see if they could come back a little cheaper. They found some creative ways to reduce the price by $30,000 to a much more palatable number of $26,000. Not that I enjoy even the $26,000, but compared to $56,000, I think we're doing a little better. So the NCS team is the one who came forth with the $26,000 bid. We based on Metrics' experience with them, are confident that they can complete the job, provide the documents necessary to get us over the finish line at the fire department. And I just did, Chief Keene can attest that Metrics has been working diligently to get the project finished. But when you have a whole new team come in and a whole series of problems they uncover. As I've said before, as much as I want it done tomorrow, it has to be done right. This is a fire station that was built in 1962, and it's gone pretty much without any major renovation until now. So, by Garden City standards, we need to get another 60-some years out of what we do now, just in case. So if we do it right now, get the right drawings, and they have a good set of working architectural drawings, hopefully those will last us. Even half as long would be fantastic as the previous design. So that's why we're asking for tonight approval of the agreement with NCS team in the amount of $26,700.
Do you want to add anything, Chief, or?
I think that the important part of this, too, is the original plans were planned to build, so some of the, I think he's stating, some of the finer details weren't in the original plans as well, so those had to be figured out at a later time, and that's this time right now, so that's what's included in those as well.
Okay, thank you. Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Dalton.
I motion to approve the agreement with NCS Team for architectural design services in the amount of $26,700 and authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents to proceed.
Support.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Witt. Discussion from the table.
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
so the sentence says, "The original architect is unable to assist in providing the design services."
So yeah, we sought the original, and
Who's the original?
Hennessy Engineering.
Okay.
Their architect, to come and complete the detail in the time frame we requested, wasn't going to be able to do so. And we're just seeking to move this project along and maybe even separate ourselves a little bit from the previous, just to have a second set of eyes on it to finish it. But that's saying nothing about previous, only looking forward that NCS team, we're confident, will help us do that.
So this $56,000 isn't to complete the work. This is to get the documents, to get the bids to complete the work?
The $26,000 is to finish the architectural, to adjust the architectural drawing with detail so that the project can be completed and bid upon, and that going forward, we always have a set of documents that reflect the actual project as it's done in detail. So a few benefits.
Do we know the reason why we didn't have the actual documents?
Fire Chief can.
As this project has progressed, those original plans were, like I said, they were planned to build, so a lot of those details weren't there. So what would happen is we would meet with the contractor, go back to the architect or the engineering firm, and they would submit, they would have a discussion with us, with them, what was needed, what was required by code, and they would go back and alter some of those drawings. We were charged, as the project moved along, for those individual drawings as they were doing them. So this wasn't a upfront cost originally. We were billed as we were going with them. So some of these costs were incurred back then, and they would have continued the same as we progressed with this. So I understand it's a large amount right now, but there would have been some other costs for this, regardless if we went to this firm or not.
And this is all from the grant still, right? So that's not coming out of our budget?
This is not, no. This will be able to be covered by the grant.
And then there's some things that were built that not up to code?
I don't know about not up to code, but we've had a few issues with the last contractors we spoke, that things were below standard for their project. I think that's the bigger issue. I don't think it was necessarily not up to code. What they want to make sure is that when things are developed, that they're up to code. That's why that's in there. So it references the 2021 is when the project started. We adopted that code. That's why that's referenced. Any documents you get, any architectural drawings will reference that code on them, no matter what they are.
So the faster we approve it, the faster we can make the firemen happy again?
I don't know if we can go that fast, but it's been a long process to date, so.
Very long. Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Dole.
Reading my face now, huh? Has Metrics worked with NCS before?
That I do not know.
Yes, they stated they have a relationship. They've been in the construction management business for a long time and have experience with NCS, such that they're confident that.
Okay, because I really couldn't find much information on NCS. I went to their website, and there's like pretty much nothing there.
Oh, yeah.
One or two reviews, and that was about it. So What criteria did Metrics use to get them? Just that they were available?
They were a CAD design, mostly they actually worked in the CAD. To get the architect, they had to go out and get an architect to work with them, and that's where we got the much lower price. You'll see the $56,000 was the original quote, was from an architect to redo all of the plans and have a completely fresh start. But we'd already put a lot of work into, we already had a set of CAD drawings that the NCS team is willing to come in, adjust, and then achieve approval from an architect they work with that essentially got us the lower cost.
Okay. I just asked the question because of the information that we got here in this letter saying that the two other additional firms were unavailable. So we ended up going with NCS. So I just...
Yeah, so, the other two in the time frame, and there is a little bit of stepping into someone else's work already that, it adds an extra risk for someone coming in to a project like this. So I don't, a little bit of his availability, but I wonder if behind a little bit of that is, well, we don't want to stick our fingers in that. Not from a negative, but if you've got plenty of work, you're going to go with the ones that are a little less complicated. NCS team and even Expressive Architecture were more than willing to come in, and our construction management team was confident that NCS would be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the table? From the public? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, Chief. Okay, item 7 is to call for a public hearing on an ordinance amendment for adult use marijuana.
Mayor?
Councilmember Dole.
I'd like to call for a public hearing for an ordinance amendment to Chapter 124.70, Adult Use Marijuana Establishment, Authorization and Licensing from Monday, September 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m.
Support.
Support from Mayor Pro Tem Dole. Comments from the table and from the public when it's time. This is just on the public hearing, just on calling for the public hearing. Comments from the table. From the public. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, item 8 is a lot split at 5907 and 5921 Middle Belt Road. I'll call it Mr. Miller.
Good evening again, Mayor and members of the council. Tonight before you is a lot split and actually kind of a reconfiguration and the identification of new legal descriptions at the property at 5907 Middle Belt and 5921 Middle Belt. This is, again, the council has the authority to do lot splits, and a resolution is required, so that's why it's before us now. The property there is actually owned by the same person. There's two legal descriptions, two parcels, and an agreement, a purchase agreement has been brought forward by the property owner to sell the back half, basically, of the property. But the legal descriptions and the lots, all, if you look on a map, it's kind of hard. If you look at my memo, I apologize because it's a little confusing. It was a little confusing to me even. But if you look at a map, it's actually easier. So we're basically reconfiguring the two parcels so that the back parcel will be on its own, the 5921 property, and then the front property will be on its own also. So it'll have its own legal description, and it will also have its own address, which it does have now. The front property will remain in the same ownership. The back property is in the process of being sold to accommodate a new business that will actually be occupying a portion of the back building. And they're also going to be renting a front portion of the building from the current owner. So again, it is a little confusing, but again, it does require council action to approve a lot split, and then also the new legal description. So if you see on the survey that was done, it's kind of a lot split and reconfiguration. Part of our requirements is that each property can stand on its own. It has its ability to have water service, sewer service, and then also necessary parking setbacks, all of that, and that has been reviewed, and it does meet the requirements for that. So part of this also will include some easements and things like that, that the property owners will, of course, execute upon the sale of the property, so.
Okay, motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Hughes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the lot split for 5907 Middle Belt Road, parcel 35-007-01-0164-305, and 5921 Middle Belt, parcel 35-007-01-0165-005, and the new legal descriptions for parcel A, 5907 Middle Belt, and parcel B, 5921 Middle Belt.
Support.
Who said that? Mayor Pro Tem Dole. Okay, further comments from the table?
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
this is a great idea. So the new business that's coming in would be Sharon's Heating and Cooling, and they are going to update that property with new facade and a bunch of new things to make it look a whole lot better, and new parking lot, which has been needed, and fencing, and it's going to be wonderful. So it's going to be...
60 more employees.
Huh, right, and they're adding 60 more employees to Garden City. So it's a really good fit.
Good. Okay, further comments from the table? From the public? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have no other business. Item 13, public comment for non-agenda items only. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. Anybody wishing, please state your name and come on up. Anybody wishing to speak? Nobody wishing to speak? Wow. Okay. I will move on to city manager's report.
Just wanted to thank our department heads and those who have, Zach King and Matt Miller, and who've worked on these contracts. They've put a lot of effort in doing their due diligence to make sure Garden City is wisely spending its money with its vendors. You know, I can attest to Zach King's really pressing to make sure that Skynet and the services they render are of value to the city, and really doing a lot of investigation to make sure that, you know, versus coming in-house. You know, it's always nice to have everything in-house, but sometimes you just can't, you know, get the prices. So I just, you know, against all of this, I do appreciate all their effort, and I just wanted to give them some thanks. And that's all for me tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Smith.
Yes, as the calendar has reminded me, it's getting very close to September. So this is my final council meeting reminder that Fall Shred Day is coming up, Saturday, September 6th from 10 till 1. You just have to be in line by 12:45. We'll accept up to 5 paper bags or cardboard bankers boxes for local residents and businesses. But when you come on out, also come on out. We have home food pantry donations, prescription drug take-back event as well. And we are also going to be accepting school supplies. I know we're collecting for the Rotary. Their last pickup is on Monday the 8th. So if it's the 6th and it's like, oh, I forgot to get to City Hall, come see us at Shred Day and we will take the donations then. And that's all I have.
Don't we have Cram the Cruiser also?
That's the school supplies.
That's school supplies, okay. All right, thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Dole.
I don't have anything tonight.
Thank you. Councilmember Hughes.
Nothing this evening, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Witt.
Nothing.
Councilmember King.
I also have nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilmember Dole.
Just 2 things. Since we won't be back, I just want to wish everybody a safe Labor Day, and don't forget who gave us that, unions. And also to extend our sincere condolences to the Templeton family and Stacy and loss of her brother.
Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Karafotis.
I don't have any, oh, I do have one thing. I just want to say congratulations to Bolin Florist. It's their 68th anniversary. They've been in Garden City for 68 years this month.
Okay, awesome.
No.
I also have nothing for this evening, so no further business. This meeting is adjourned.
Aye.